Hi, I'm Vanessa Cullen from Forward Thinking Design, and Forward Thinking is an interior architecture firm that designs shops, restaurants and offices. I also have a not-for-profit that is in its early infancy. It's called morethanpkd.com, and it's about the empowerment of people through evidence-based health and wellbeing information. Quite often in Forward Thinking, I've come across people that I didn't necessarily want to do business with, and as I've matured as a business owner, I've found that you kind of have to realise that nothing is worth compromising your integrity, your happiness, the happiness of your staff, and those sorts of projects are not going to be profitable down the line. They're not going to work in your interest. So I've found that I've really had to set a strong line as to what we do take on and what we don't. People might say, well, how can you do that when you're trying to, make your first dollar and all that sort of thing? But I guess right from the very start of the business, for me, because it was founded on my ethics and integrity, I just decided that had to be the way it was. And I have no qualms about firing a client or saying no to a project. So I think that's quite a measure of an entrepreneur rather than someone, I guess, who is in a business, maybe working or something. You don't have to make those sorts of decisions usually, but when you own the business, you have to stick by your own integrity. You need to know what you're going to work with and what you're not, and the types of people that you're happy to work with. So for us, we were pushed into outsourcing basically by how competitive our industry had become. And when I looked at improvements in service, quality, could we make a greater profit on things or whatever, the only thing that really stood out that we could improve was efficiency and just the cost at which we were providing the service to people. So what we were paying internally rather than what we're selling it at. Couldn't drop our prices, didn't want to do that because that just forces you into a really untenable situation. So the way that we could go forward and grow was to look at outsourcing internationally, to be able to leverage off reduced cost but also high quality service. So we're able to access a partner in China for 3D visualizations, also able to access some talent in India for some architectural drafting support, and I've also gone to Manila in order to find a good virtual PA, and she has become indispensable. So the advice I would give to people though in doing that is that it really is a lot easier if you can speak to others who've already been there and get their recommendations on who to use, where to use, get the contacts. Try not to reinvent the wheel yourself. Really just, look for the reviews, look for the testimonials, speak to people around you. Don't be afraid to ask who you should use for that type of support. And just make sure that whatever happens, whoever you use, whichever company, that the communication is really clear with them, whether they speak English as a first language or second language, or whether it's just email communication. That process has to be perfect for it to work. With Rare Birds, I would love to see more of the people who are part of it, more of the members sharing their expertise. So I wonder if Rare Birds could facilitate that. I mean, already some of us are being invited to speak, but it would be great if there was like a database of what everyone is good at, and that perhaps some surveys were taken of members or participants, and then those surveys of what people want to know is linked up to the people that are in the organisation, and then those people are speaking. Because I think that when you work with other businesses, the biggest thing that you benefit from is sharing your experiences and asking them questions about where they've been and that sort of thing. So to take that globally, I think would be amazing. I mean, can you imagine like an American woman in business telling us about her experiences and how to interact in her country, and then us sharing ours as well? I mean, that business has no boundaries these days, so why not share all the information?